Alright, today I want to bring up an extremely important issue that is related and affects all of us, and that is about your money. Whether that is in the form of physical cash, bank account, personal accounts, saving accounts, or investments. The first thing you need to know is that it is not in your control. And second, it is not safe. Think about it. As much as you would like to have full ownership over your wealth, most of what you have is controlled by the financial institutions. And that's the local, the large banks, and your money, its properties, its values are constantly influenced by the actions of the governments and the economic factors. So imagine this. One day you want to withdraw $100. And if the bank, which happens very often during crisis, do not allow you to or put some absurd limit, regardless, even if you have $10,000 or $100,000 or $1 million in the bank account, then how much exact control do you have over your own money? In fact, this is happening right now in Lebanon, where people are limited in their ability to withdraw cash, to withdraw in US dollars, because even $1 right now worth so much more than their own currency, which has lost about 85% in value and is now just a complete useless piece of paper. This is caused by hyperinflation, people, and it has happened before to nations such as Zimbabwe, which has infamously issued a 100 trillion bill, and to the most recent country, which is Venezuela. And this, the sad thing is, it could happen to any of us from anywhere in the world who holds any kind of currencies, even to the USD itself. This is caused by one central problem: excessive printing of money. And governments can do so simply because they can. And in case you have not known, central banks can create money out of thin air. And that's not a good sign, is it? Flooding the markets with large supply of money, causing high inflations, and in turn decreasing the purchasing power of the currency. Look up the purchasing power of the US dollars, and even you can see the decline of the strongest currency in the world. And if the fall of the US dollars is possible, what will be the fate of the rest? Of course, printing and inflations are necessary parts for a healthy economy. However, they are only so when they're being controlled. In the last decade or so, many economic actions taken by governments around the world have not been properly controlled or regulated. In the US alone, trillions have been injected into the economy by creating stimulus packages, building out companies, and keeping the stock market alive. And there seems to be no considerations into these processes. And what would happen to our money when the Fed balance sheet has risen to an all-time high of 7 trillion? When the total amount of money supply has risen to an all-time high of 18 trillion? And when the national debt has risen to an all-time high of 22 trillion US dollars? From a basic economic standpoint, whenever there's an excessive supply of anything, its values decrease. And this is what's happening to our money, and will continue to happen if there's no considerations. Your savings and investment will be eaten away by the rise of inflations. The 10,000 US dollars you have in your bank account now will not be 10,000 in the next 10 years, 5 years, a year from now on. And it could be one half or much less, who knows? The point I'm making is that it is a real phenomenon. I know it is extreme, but it is happening especially to the developing countries and their own currencies, where the citizens' hard-earned monies is being massively devalued because of the reckless and inconsiderate actions by the governments and the people in power. Putting your money in the saving accounts is not safe anymore. How ironic is that? We can't just print money to solve every problem in the world. There's only so much it can do. It might save some corporations, companies, or wealthy people from the verge of bankruptcy. But to the common people, unfortunately, it is a complete destruction to the long-term wealth of their own. But that doesn't mean we can't do anything. We still have to step up and take responsibilities of taking care and protect our money and our wealth. And one way of doing it is to invest or convert money into something called a hedge against inflation. And one of them is the stock market. However, specifically in the US, it is extremely irrational at the moment because it reflects nothing of a nation with 30 million unemployed people and a partially functioning economy. But other than that, you can invest in commodities, precious metals such as gold, which just recently hit all-time high. That really reflects something about the situations of the world's economy at the moment. Or you can invest in Bitcoin, which is called the people money, where you can actually have full control over your own. We cannot fully trust the governments and the banks with our money anymore. The financial crisis back in 2008 has shown us some of the biggest lessons and the consequences it has over every economies and every individual in a globalized world today. And it could be worse during and after this whole corona crisis. So be careful, be smart, and be in control of your own life and your own money. Peace. Like, comment if you like what I do. Again, let me know what I should do next and comment below what do you think about this message.